Hello, everyone, and welcome into BTB Now. It is the 21st of March, 2018. Happy 18th birthday to my guy, Sean Erdman, who likes all of our tweets. Anyways, Sixers are up 30. It was Bogas's birthday recently.
32, actually, now. They're up 32.
Oh, that's big.
Huge, big things going on here. But, of course, we're not going to talk sports to start this one off. It was Bogas's birthday, and since it's not football season, we are very intrigued to hear how his life is going. So,
yeah,
right ahead.
nothing too eventful yesterday. Got a couple texts, so that was cool. Went to a concert, so that was nice. Today was much more interesting, as I was just about to tell Sandora this story. He liked my tweet this morning. So obviously Northeast had a bit of a snowstorm, but how much did you guys get? A lot?
Close to a foot.
We're over a foot down here.
That's a lot. Okay.
Yes.
So it was built up as a lot up here. Like all the schools closed last night, and then there was nothing this morning. Like it was flurrying. So then I had to, I went into work because there wasn't much snow, and I work like around the corner. But apparently everyone else just did not. They all worked from home. So I was the only intern there. And I was up until so I went in at 9 o'clock. Up until 11 o'clock, I was the only person in the office. And so I was sitting at my desk, and I hear Michael K talking. And then I realized it's just a past Yankee game going on in the background. I don't know where the TV is. I don't know how to control it. But I just keep hearing him call this Yankee game. And Greg Bird homered at some point, and then I guess they had a 7-run inning. Someone hit a grand slam. I don't even know who they were playing, but I think Severino was pitching, and they won by 9 runs. So that was pretty exciting.
So I want to be the first to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you were actually the second. So
wow.
Nice.
Big ups to me.
Big ups to you. Coming in morning of too, not electing to go with the midnight shout out, but yeah, I appreciated it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad. In terms of my life,
I didn't even tell the MSG story, but I'll save that for later.
Okay. Yeah. When we start talking a little hockey. Anyways, into Syracuse, into Boston U, big week for Syracuse, especially winning 2 games because they accepted me. I'm gonna accept full responsibility for that,
which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, not you taking credit for it. But just them winning in general.
Oh well, yeah, that winning in general was absolutely ridiculous.
So bad.
I still can't believe it. But regardless, I mean, go Orange, I guess. That's about all I got for my life. I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm going to see Kevin Hart tomorrow.
Why would you do that?
Oh, and then, yes, the reason why this show was delayed, aside from the fact I was at the Sixers game on Monday, so we couldn't have a show.
I was very upset, too. I was so excited for that show.
Yeah, well, it's all right. It's happening now, and we don't have Jason. We have Tyler Sandora. Future Birch Bell writer Tyler Sandora.
That's right.
So there's that. Saw the Sixers win, saw Ben Simmons triple-double, saw Amir Johnson hit a 3, and Marco Bellinelli dunk, which probably...
called Narco Bellinelli?
No, Marco Bellinelli.
Okay, we might want to start getting that going. Narco.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Cashing on the Netflix hype, Pablo Escobar and whatnot.
Great show.
Yeah,
all right. I
think so.
Maybe a new T-shirt coming out.
I just started just today. I started rewatching Weeds on Netflix. Fantastic show.
You watch Breaking Bad?
I saw Breaking Bad. I really liked it, but I started
rewatching it again today.
I really like the show, but I don't see why everyone thinks it's the greatest thing ever. I see Breaking Bad as I see Steph Curry. I think it's one of the best TV shows I've ever seen, but it's still vastly overrated.
Okay. away from your basketball takes, that's also why this show next week might need Tyler again. Our show tonight was delayed because I am taking a vacation. I'm out of here.
Sick brag.
Yep. Just wanted to clear up everyone because I will be sending out a thread of tweets prior to getting on the boat, pretty much with all my takes for the next week, just in case you guys miss me on Twitter, because it will be a solid 8 days without me tweeting.
Oh, really?
You go on Twitter?
You're going to be totally off the grid?
Totally off the grid.
You can't even go on Twitter for 8 days.
I will not be letting corporate America charge me an outrageous amount of money for Wi-Fi. Therefore, I will be isolated in my own world.
See, I wouldn't trust that at all.
Nah.
You ever see the Bill Burr bit about cruise ships?
No.
He says that, like, for population control, you should just, like, randomly start sinking cruise ships. Because, like, if you think about, like, the people that take cruises, they're not, like, important to society. So if he was elected president of the world or whatever, he'd just have the Navy just start sinking cruise ships. But not like every single one, so you have a shot. But like every once in a while, just like a cruise ship comes out, just take it out.
All right, so our big J, Tyler Sandora, we'll talk about your life as I reevaluate my choices.
Let's see. I went to a basketball game on Monday at Reading High School. It was a good time. And then I was pretty disappointed. Well, let's see. We got out of school early Tuesday, which was great. Today I woke up.
Tuesday meaning yesterday.
Okay. Tuesday night, last night, we found out I wouldn't have school today, so excited about that, obviously. I wake up this morning to news that the state championship game I was scheduled to go to on Saturday is now moved to Wednesday, and now I most likely will not be able to attend.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of your job, too?
My career of covering high school games as a high school senior is most likely cut short.
Ooh.
So,
brutal.
Yeah. Other than that, let's see. I'm a nervous wreck about trying to get into Syracuse. It's the last school. Well, Temple. I took them off the list though, but Syracuse is the last school I need to hear from. If I get in there, I'll probably go there. So keep saying your prayers, guys.
So what are the contenders?
It's either Syracuse, and if don't get into Syracuse or don't go there, I'll go to Delaware or Ithaca in New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ithaca's what, D3?
Yeah, but it's right next to Cornell, so I could be with huge MLB fan.
Oh, did you just dox? Oh no, everyone knows he goes to Cornell. I was gonna say, did you just dox huge MLB fan?
Yeah.
Delaware's doable for me.
We'll see.
I'm not driving to Ithaca though.
If I get into Syracuse, I'll probably just visit there. But if I don't get in, I'll have to visit Delaware and Ithaca again.
Syracuse either.
We'll see. Hopefully, Syracuse just makes
the other students there, but it's also a long drive.
Yeah. Prayers up for my man Tyler, of course. And that's the whole college thing. When do you think you'll have your decision by? As soon as Syracuse gets back to you? Like how long?
As soon as they get back and I go up and visit, then I'll send in my deposit.
And then he'll he'll meet the king of Syracuse and then go to Temple.
We all know what happens after. It's pretty evident.
Decision coming later in the week.
Dude, Syracuse is late March.
You're going to Temple.
I responded to you on like the 15th, so I'm expecting
unexpected changes in what ended up happening with Syracuse. So
with you
in your acceptance or them in the tournament?
Oh, well, them in the tournament certainly helps them, but
that's the other thing. If I get in, I'm rooting for them, but if I don't get in, I'm like full blown Duke.
You're a Duke guy?
No. I'm just gonna root against Syracuse. It's a joke.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Yeah, well, no, as in the type of how kind they were to me in helping me out.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Sick brag.
Second sick brag.
Oh yeah, and all the people that are saying like now that Syracuse like won a game, like see now they belong in the tournament.
No,
them winning games in the
all.
tournament has zero to do with whether they belonged in the tournament or not.
UMBC beat Virginia doesn't mean they belong. Virginia's a better team than UMBC.
Absolutely be in the NIT right now.
Right, and probably not. They could have easily lost the first round game.
Yeah, I figured they would. Because who'd they beat? They beat
who? Syracuse?
Oh, they beat Arizona State, and then they beat
TCU.
Oh, yeah, I had them beating. I knew whoever won that game would beat TCU.
Yeah, but that was given.
But no one. I don't think anyone expected Michigan State to just not. It was Michigan State, right?
My sister picked that one.
Yes. So. Michigan State just not knowing how to.
My sister had that one. I'd like to point that one out.
Well, congrats to your sister. I just don't understand like how all these teams just get to the tournament and act like they've never seen a zone before. Because like,
can we just acknowledge that Tom Izzo made his entire career based off of performing in March, and now that narrative should be dead.
Have we ever?
It should be
in our lifetimes. When did he ever win a tournament? What, like 04?
He's gone to a couple of Final Fours.
Okay. So he's never actually won a tournament.
No, but going to the Final Four a lot is a lot better than most schools. I get what you're saying, though. He's never won it, but
like you never win it.
In terms of success, he's one of the most.
You should one of the most that guy. If like
he's one of the most successful.
I feel like if you go to the Final Four, it's like the LeBron effect. Like if you're in the Final Four all the time and never win, like you should that should kind of be like known about you. Whereas like I'm a casual college basketball fan, but like I know that Tom Izzo, is like overrated and should probably be on the hot seat for his performance this year, among other things going on in East Lansing. But yeah. Also, wasn't Jim Boeheim supposed to retire like 2 years ago?
Yes.
Did he get fired?
I think he's on the hot seat every year.
Didn't he get suspended for like half of his conference games like 1 year, and then he was like supposed to retire?
Yeah, he was supposed to retire. Then they took the wins away, and then after Syracuse named his successor, they were like, "Oh, well, actually, Boeheim's coming back, so you can still be our assistant."
Yeah, I'm not I really do not like Syracuse because like I used to be a big Syracuse guy, and now I know like Syracuse fans, and I'm out on Syracuse. I used to be a big zone guy too because we played zone in high school, but and also because I'm very slow and may have developed a slight case of asthma and can't keep up man to man, but yeah.
Big fan of Greg Bradbury. So
oh yeah, I am a big fan of. I'm not even talking about like people who go to Syracuse, just like people like Syracuse fans. I hate them all.
Well, hypothetically, Syracuse did lose a lot of people a lot of money over this weekend. And I feel like we're
hypothetically not you.
We're kind of touching on it, so we might as well.
I'm doing actually. Because I usually hate like bracket people, but now that I'm in a pretty good position as far as a couple of my brackets go, I am like a full blown bracket guy. Now, I'll be the first to admit that 2 weeks ago on the show I said Arizona would win the title. Slight miscalculation on my part. I forgot Sean Miller was the coach, and yeah,
you forgot everybody declared for the draft before the tournament started.
Yeah, that's usually a big red flag for me. But I just kind of got caught up in all this ESPN is fake news and Arizona leading this great crusade to the light and taking down the evil empire of the worldwide leader in sports. And then they lost to Buffalo.
I know you're in first. You're in first in Ray's bracket. Cool.
No, it's in Mr. Dubadundos. I'm currently in first. I will not discuss that bracket because you know, I don't want to jinx it. Because I did jinx another one of mine. Because
in most of my pools, I'm towards the middle, but I still have 4 or 5 of my Elite Eight teams and 3 of my Final Four and both of my 2 championship teams left.
And no one cares. But
I'm just saying my points. My points remaining.
Okay.
Are much higher than the average guy.
Oh, there you go.
And I would like to point out that Cantor is currently losing to a cat. That's great. That text was awesome.
Oh no! He's not losing to a cat. He's second to last in the bracket challenge,
you're right.
and last place is a cat. But he will
I was laughing so hard.
He will absolutely end up losing the cat. I know no one cares about my bracket, but just like the story of how I jinxed myself. I was leading in one of the challenges, and hypothetically, I asked the kid running it if it was winner take all, and he responded, and he told me it was like 70% the winner or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, you're planning ahead," and I said, and it was during the Xavier game, and I said, I'm just planning the degree of my depression after Xavier chokes. And Xavier was like up 8 at the time. So like I was kind of joking. And then Xavier actually choked and I wasn't too happy. I had Xavier winning in that one, but
the whole thing?
In that particular one, yeah.
They had them winning the championship.
I had them winning the title, correct. I'm a big JP Makura?
Yeah, I'm not.
Makura. I'm a big JP Makura guy.
I'm not.
Okay.
Not a huge fan.
And also, the coach with like no hair anywhere. He's hysterical. I like him a lot.
I do love J.P. McCura and Mick Cronin beef. I don't know if you're too familiar with that.
Mick Cronin? I love the sound of that name.
Cincinnati. He's actually Tom McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
J.P. McCura and Mick Cronin have a history of yelling obscurities at each other in the post-game handshake line.
Oh, really?
And if you look up like the transcription of those,
I need to see what Mick Cronin looks like.
Tom McCarthy.
It's literally like 6 inches shorter than Tom McCarthy, but Tom McCarthy.
Also, up until last week, I had no idea what Brad Nessler looked like. I wasn't necessarily surprised.
I don't know if I know what Brad Nessler. Let me look it up.
But like to follow college football like I do, and have no clue what he looks like, was kind of surprising.
I kind of thought that's what he would look like, though.
While we're on the topic of bad brackets,
I also learned that Coldplay is British this week.
That's fantastic. Can I get to this? It's another Cantor thing.
Oh, okay.
Cantor right now is tied for second to last in the Berg to Bell pool. Now, don't let me misguide you here, because he's tied with Evan Reiser, and both of them.
Does he still work for us?
Technically, both of them are still second to last because the last place person did not fill out their bracket.
Oh, okay.
And they are 10 points behind huge Penn basketball fan.
Which is Cantor.
Which filled out their bracket to win. To have Penn win it all.
And they're losing to him.
I had a bracket where Penn won it all.
They're losing by 10 points to a bracket that had Penn winning it all.
Let the record show, I had a bracket with the Final Four being, I think, Penn, UMBC, South Dakota State, and
Radford?
And Loyola. Is that even possible?
No, because Loyola and UMBC were in the same one.
Okay, Loyola was in the Final Four, not UMBC then. I don't know who the fourth was. But yeah, I legitimately did have UMBC in my other bracket.
My
I was very
dad
proud of that.
My dad had Nevada in the Elite Eight in both of his brackets.
Oh, I had Texas.
Which makes no sense that he'd had them beating Cincinnati and Tennessee, which is now Loyola.
I assumed Texas would beat Nevada anyway.
Shaka Smart, baby.
Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on Sister Jean?
I hate Sister Jean. I hate Sister Jean so much.
Wait.
She is the worst. Yeah, I haven't seen that on Twitter every day. But
I'm telling you, man, it's funny. I think it's cool. I love how like ESPN and like people covering the tournament think like she's the reason they're winning the games. Like I get like I understand like prayer and stuff. Like I'm as big a Catholic as the next guy, but like
yeah,
it's pretty obvious that like she's not the reason they're winning the game.
I do love the fact that she has them losing in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that is kind of funny too.
So I'm that part I like, but like I don't know. Once ESPN latches onto someone, it kills it. Like
yeah,
and Twitter too to some degree. But yeah, like remember during championship week how they showed the clip of the kid on Fairfield crying with the coach like 5 times per game. Like okay, and like oh, this is what we love about basketball. Like this is what sports are about. Like come on. And then
you're a huge crying kid guy, right?
I love crying. Crying kids is my favorite part of March. And I wish I was kidding. Oh no, I don't wish I was kidding because I love it. But yeah. Well, and it's crying kids. Like I don't like when ESPN shows like the kid on Fairfield or like also like the Mo Wagner thing. Like I have love-hate relationship with Mo Wagner, but like that was cool. But then like ESPN like gets the clip of it and is like, like so classy, like and like everybody on Twitter like freaking out, like this is like the most amazing thing in the world. Like okay, relax, like
right.
He like tapped the kid on the shoulder, like
yeah.
So while we have a break and while Bugas takes a drink, I figured out also since this is BTB now, I would give the Burgers-Bell leaderboard here. Our boy Big Z, his bracket that has Syracuse winning all is currently in first place, tied with Shane 5-1-2-6-7.
Also, can I just mention real quick? I hate how, and I hate to rail against ESPN even more, but I hate how they have the leaderboard set up because like the person in first could already have their champion, like their whole Final Four eliminated, but they have like so many first round games right that it doesn't matter.
They have to show the PPR points possible
Well,
points.
like it shows it, but like the person with the best shot at winning could be in last, just because like and like they have their entire Elite Eight alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't care for that too much, but and like having me in first in one of them, it gives me like this ridiculous false sense of confidence.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm tied for first in a bracket where I lost my champion. You don't care, but that's kind of fantastic.
Yeah. No, like and I don't like going into the specifics of the bracket, but like I do like sharing in other people's like woes in March. I think like March is
hypothetically a lot of people are losing a lot of money in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's all I have to. And also like I forgot how much I miss Wisconsin. So yeah. And what's the I already forgot the kid's name, but he's gonna be my favorite player next year. Who's the point guard, Sandora?
Brew.
Wisconsin.
Brad Davison?
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna be ordering my my Brad Davison jersey.
I don't know if you ever heard this, but he was actually the starting quarterback in high school and was going to play football in college.
Was he really?
Yeah. You guys watching the Sixers game right now?
No.
Joel Embiid had his phone on the bench. Or somebody's phone.
He doesn't care.
No, he's been dancing since like the third quarter in the back.
He's totally checked out.
Yeah.
Brett Brown, I don't think, has been standing for the last like 15 minutes of play.
Oh, and also I forgot to mention, I hate Sister Jean, and I also hate UMBC now.
I hate that the UMBC Twitter is still going to tweet things out like it's the middle of the game. I thought it was kind of cool what they did during the game, but like
it's exactly like Vegas. It was funny. It was funny for the first 5 minutes, and then the guy got full of himself, and now now he killed it. And UMBC was fun. I think if they were playing any other team but Virginia, it wouldn't have been as fun. Because like of course everyone's rooting for the 16 seed and like, oh, like what a cool story. I only found it fun because they were playing Virginia and everyone thought that like even though like all like the normal people like hate Virginia and they're boring and it's not fun to watch. Like everyone's like, oh, Virginia's like the best number 1 seed we've ever seen. Like Virginia's gonna have this easy ride to the championship. Bada bada ba. So yeah, that's what I really enjoyed. And then once they beat Virginia, I was out on a UMBC because because then everyone jumps on it. It's like it's so cool. And then like don't forget Harvard women and
yeah,
all this and that.
Did you watch the game against Kansas State?
Yeah, because I was
Bad.
They're like, how did you beat Virginia?
I don't know what happened. Okay, so I watched TCU Kansas State. I guess that I think that was a Big 12 title game. It might have been like semifinal. And there was this big white guy on Kansas State who was just tearing it up. I think his name was like Wayne or Wade, something like that. And
really long last name?
No, it was like Wade.
I'm not sure.
Something like that. And I remember his name was like D Wade. And yeah, he was like the best player on the court. And then I was watching them versus UMBC, and he just didn't play. Like, okay, it's a little weird. So yeah, I was very disappointed because I thought I had my guy for the Sweet 16, and then I guess he's not very important. So there's that.
There you go.
So who do we like in going forward? I guess
Syracuse until they say no to me.
Here's the
win
deal.
that game.
I think they're going to
This
be
tournament. I
You
think this
Syracuse
tournament's
gonna
been
beat Duke?
not if. Well, we do have insider information that Ty's battle.
I was just about to say if Ty's plays.
So if he doesn't play, then Duke. Other than that, I don't know. It's different because in March, how often do you play a team that you've already played twice this year? So I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but I don't know. My guess would be Duke wins.
Yeah, I'm thinking this tournament has been so much fun already that we have to have like the lame traditional program win it all.
Correct.
So might as well just have Duke do it.
I'd like to see Syracuse upset Duke. I don't like Duke fans at all.
Oh,
Well,
Duke fans are the worst.
here's your issue there. What happens when you root for Syracuse against Duke? They beat Duke, and then you don't get into Syracuse. Worst case scenario, you don't get into Syracuse.
I act like the game never happened.
Yeah, but then if Syracuse beats Duke, they'll probably win it all.
That's what happens every year. They're not supposed to make it, and they go to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably should have taken that into account this year.
Yeah, I felt like there was like, all right, this year they'll beat TCU. People act like that's some sort of upset, like, woohoo. And then it's Michigan State, and like I bought into the whole like this Michigan State team is different than the last like 5 of them who have disappointed me in the tournament. So let me just roll with Michigan State, and then sure enough, here we are sitting here talking about how Syracuse is playing Duke.
Well, the thing with Michigan State was Miles Bridges had like 11 points. Jaren Jackson had 3. Like, that's just bad. Like, they just did not come prepared for the game at all.
Hold up. Like, what's the deal with Villanova producing a tournament? Can we stop with this?
Oh, no.
With who? Villanova?
Yeah.
Sweet 16.
Also, why, every year they lose in the second round?
I never knew that was a thing until Ray started talking about it, I guess, like 2 years ago. That like Nova
second round every year. 2012. Since 2012,
lose in the Sweet
the second round.
So they're supposed to lose in the second round.
Yes, Colin Sexton was supposed to have the game of his life, and they were supposed to lose in the second round because they went cold from 3.
Okay, see, I misunderstood that part because I took that into account in nearly all of my brackets, and I had Villanova losing in the Sweet 16. But them
and Duke are the only 2 teams I think so far that have really shown like they've really like blown out both opponents and looked really good.
Yeah, so West Virginia is probably going to blow out Nova because Nova's finally going to forget how to shoot from 3.
Well, Villanova's biggest problem is they can't move without the ball, and West Virginia is going to be up in their faces the entire time. That's the only concern. Otherwise, if they can shoot like they have been, they'll be fine. But hopefully, the shots go in.
But and also I remember last time we were on, I was having trouble picking my team, but the bracket's really done that for me because I was a big South Dakota State guy. They got eliminated. Arizona was my favorite. They got eliminated. Xavier eliminated.
Do you remember my tweet on the things we were rooting for this March? I'm pretty sure none of them are left.
Oh, really? So now,
wasn't
so
Syracuse
now,
one of them?
Well, no, it was whoever was playing TCU, but I didn't want Syracuse to get this far because I thought Michigan State might do something in the tournament.
so now the only two teams that were actually no, the only team on my pre-tournament list that's left is Michigan. So I'm a Michigan guy from here on out, but Texas Tech has found its way into my heart.
Yes, same here.
I'm a big Texas Tech guy now. Me and B Kevin Rice, dominating Red Raider Twitter, guns up, and it's been a hell of a ride.
I love the kid who caught that alley-oop, Zaire Smith.
Yeah,
he's gonna be so good.
Are they brothers or
no?
No?
Not related.
So they're just both the Z Smith.
Yep,
that just happened. Okay. That takes away a little bit from the magic, but I'm still
staying in Texas. I am all
Stephen
on Texas A&M winning it all because of comeback season for Johnny Manziel. I'm with the Aggies.
No, you can't take that into account though because Johnny Manziel hates the NCAA. So can you really count his college career?
True. Very true.
However, he is rooting for Texas A&M, and
I think he's rooting for Texas A&M the college, not Texas Tech. Or Texas A&M, the NCAA program. Very separate things.
If it means I get to see Manziel flashing the money signs in the Final Four, sitting courtside, I'm in.
That would be electric.
Book it.
Also,
you know what I want him doing? I want him outside the Final Four with a stand, signing autographs as people pay him for those autographs. And I want it to be on a sign that says something that I can't say over the NCAA, and I want him to sign it right in front of the Final Four, and I want him to make the money. That's what I want. Texas A&M all the way. I've talked myself into this.
Wait, you mean what you can't say like over the NCAA, or
on like a little sticker?
The word over, and then
the word over the NCAA. Over the NCAA.
The word over.
I mean, it's a 4-letter word. I feel like this isn't rocket science.
I don't think that really makes contextual sense, though.
No, it's going to be a poster. It's going to say the expletive. Then it's going to say NCAA.
Oh, okay. I think you meant the word over.
No.
It's
just okay. That's why I was so confused. Yeah. Okay,
geographically, it's over it.
Okay, yeah. I'm okay with that then. Here's what confused me though: the Final Four is in Dallas,
San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Because they had the first round or second round in Dallas. I was so confused because the Final Four was in Dallas.
Yeah.
But also, how do you have Samuel L. Jackson, Charles Barkley, and
oh my gosh, don't even get me started with those.
And who's
Spike Lee?
And Spike Lee. How do you have those three guys, three of like the funniest guys ever, and have that bad of commercials every year?
They're so bad.
I don't understand.
I can't give you the answer to that one.
Terrible.
Also, did you know the original Dos Equis guy?
Yeah, the real one.
Do you know his name?
No.
Jonathan Goldsmith.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we sure it's not Johnny Goldstein?
No. Jonathan Goldsmith. Not at all what I was expecting.
I am very disappointed in the new guy. He could never.
They canceled it.
Oh,
really?
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
They should have canceled it once the guy retired. It was never the same.
But apparently he's hypothetically promoting tequila now.
Yeah. All right. I
don't know what tequila is, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, do we?
Yeah. Hypothetically. I think that's it, right? We got enough tourney talk in there.
Yeah, we can segue into hockey.
By the way, I think some of the T-shirts you guys designed, some of them I like, some of them I don't. The Hockey Hardo is awesome.
I didn't even know we had that.
We do.
I looked at it last night.
Did you order it?
No, I didn't order it.
It's okay. We have no, not quad. I think, how do you say 8 times our revenue off of T-shirts as compared to ad revenue?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be the money guy?
I am the money guy, but the last time I checked, the revenue was at $6.66. So I didn't.
No, we fixed that.
We fixed it. The revenue was at exactly $6.66. So I intentionally did not hook up the means to get that income.
Yes, that's all right. And
so as to keep my pathway to heaven open.
There you go.
All right. Speaking, I can't make a segue. Just start talking about Madison Square Garden.
Okay, so it's very emotional. Okay, you're just gonna leave?
I'm listening.
I feel like you should hear the story. Okay, so
I want to hear this.
So for my spring break, my big plan was to go to Penguins Rangers at MSG. So I drove all the way up to Long Island because I stayed with my friend up there. Then took the train from Long Island into Manhattan, into Madison Square Garden. Because usually I go to Devils games, and then there's a pretty strong Penguins fan presence there. And then I was expecting to be a little bit outnumbered, maybe a little more hostile at MSG. But I've made it through Wells Fargo, so I figured I would survive. I was iffy. But we got on the train, and the first guy I saw was a guy in a Lemieux jersey. So we hit it right off, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like my buddy just texted me like right before, and got me like 3 rows behind the Penguins bench, blah blah blah." And then his the phone charger and the train didn't work, so then he left, and then I think he thought we were friends after like the 2-second conversation. So I never saw him again. And,
I wonder how he's doing.
Yeah, I hope he made it out of there alive. And then these other 2 people sat down next to us on the train. We didn't talk to them at all, but they ended up sitting right by us. So I think they thought we were friends too. The lady, she was like, "Oh, hey, like how funny you're here, but whatever." So it was a quiet start to the game. No one bugged me. A lot of old people around me in the nosebleeds up there, but yeah. And then before you knew it, there was a guy, I don't even know where he was because we were second to last row in the arena, and he came from behind us, but not in the row behind. So I don't know where he was, but he started to chant, or not really. He started to chant. He just kind of said by himself. Well, I can't say this on air. I don't know how I'm going to phrase this. Okay. Crosby is a little baby. Doo-dah, doo-dah. I don't even know what the second verse was. Oh yeah, he just repeated it. Crosby is a little baby all the doo-dah day. And then a hero was born 2 rows in front of me. When a separate guy in a Lemieux jersey stands up, clearly intoxicated, like 5 minutes into the first period. You wish you had Crosby now, doo-dah, doo-dah. Your team traded everyone all the doo-dah day. So then it didn't just stop there. These 2 went back and forth, exchanging doo-dah chants. And it was quite the scene. I don't really remember anything else. The Penguins lost in overtime. That wasn't fun. But just that spectacle right in front of me was something else. I cried a little bit, and then he was, as he progressively got drunker and drunker, he was less and less funny. But it was a moment that'll live in history forever and ever. And he said in the middle of the second period, the Penguins were up 2-0 in the game. He said in the middle of the second period, like, the Penguins are going to lose this game. Like, I don't really care. But like, we never do well in MSG. He's like, I don't really care. I'm like, okay.
Cool story about when last time I was at a Sixers game. I went with 3 of my friends. We bought tickets in the last row. Our backs were to the, like, literally on the back of the Wells Fargo Center. And in walked a family of, I think, 5. It was the parents and 2 boys and a girl. They sat directly in front of us. So They had crab fries, drinks, everything. It gets towards like the fourth quarter, you know, my friends and I are yelling stupid stuff. We look like idiots. We got like our hoods up. We're like relaxing or whatever. And all of a sudden, the kids in front of us start taking crab fries out of the bucket and just throwing them at people in front of them, like in the and like throwing them. It would hit people, and then the kids would just sit there like this and watch the game. And like the people had no idea. And, you know, my friends and I are like standing up, like cheering and stuff, like going crazy. So obviously, the people think that it's us throwing the crab fries.
Also, who in their right mind would throw crab fries?
Should be kicked out of Philadelphia immediately. Deported to North Jersey. Please and thank you.
No, not North Jersey. Send them to South Jersey.
No, because the South Jersey people appreciate crab fries.
No, but South
You're
Jersey.
in the minority up in North Jersey. Admit it.
So anyway, it gets much better. So like the people are throwing them, and like we're laughing at them, and they're like turning around like, oh yeah, we're funny or whatever. Their kids are like 12. So then the one kid takes a drink that's like half full, lid on, and just throws it.
And that's worth about $8.
The back of the neck in a Simmons jersey. And she like turns around, and the kids are cracking up laughing, and we're like, oh, she actually just did that. And like we're like pointing like it was those guys. And she got really mad. I don't know why I just thought of that story.
Also, I forgot one of the major points in the story.
Okay.
Row in front of me, there was a young lady in a Flyers JVR jersey. So not only dated, not only clearly in the wrong spot, but that was also pretty interesting.
I'm sorry, that's great. Anyways, about your story, Tyler, never point. The guy that's pointing is always the main suspect.
No, but we looked so suspect because we're standing on the top row of the Wells Fargo Center. The Sixers are up by 20
you and your friends are shady people. That's the issue.
We're up 20 points in the fourth quarter, and like every time they turn it over, we're like, "Get out of here! Like you're terrible!" Like it was clearly like anybody in the section thought it was us, except the kids in front of us who are like 12-year-old little kids. You like look so innocent.
Pretty much the intern.
Yeah, they were probably a little younger looking than him, actually.
Wow, so they were like 5.
It was very funny. And then like we kept telling the kids, we're like, why do you do? And then the kids' parents were like, yo, guys, like don't do that anymore. And they kept doing it, throwing food, throwing fries, chicken tenders. It was crazy. It was the weirdest thing.
Those parents should be banished to North Jersey as well.
Why do you have to send them by? Like, I don't enjoy being here. I don't want to enjoy it less.
Guys, what's your take on the SpongeBob meme with the Krusty Krab?
I hate it so much. It's not even one of those things that was funny and got worn out. It was never funny.
No, yeah, I didn't think it was that funny. Because then people are taking it like way too, like there are a couple that I saw that were like, that's kind of funny, but like some of them are like full blown, like why do you need to do that?
Here's the issue: people are putting like good things on the Krusty Krab and then putting like slightly less good things on the chum bucket.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The chum bucket is supposed to be awful. That's the whole point. Like
There
you
is no
literally
reason
don't get the show.
That 70s show should be put on the Krusty Krab, and then friends put on the.
Ray's just mad because
I agree with that. I'm not a big Friends guy.
Well, that's okay that you're dumb, but like, that's not something that should happen on Twitter.
No, I get what you're saying, Nick. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I did mine for cheap retweets. I'm not gonna lie.
You should do? You should put it on like Weenie Hut Juniors and Weenie Hut Generals.
Because they're both not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I did mine for cheap retweets.
What was yours?
It was the Simmons and Mitchell one.
Yeah. How many retweets that get you?
Like 12.
Humble brag. Third one of the night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we want to really humble brag, the Embiid to Philly thing got me like 100 something. So.
Which one?
Yeah, you got to find it yourself. We're not getting there. Or not the Embiid, the LeBron to Philly one.
Did you see the tweet earlier about the somebody was like, can't wait to buy the LeBron Jr. Malvern Prep jersey like from China next year?
I did not see that.
Those are probably available now.
Yeah, that's what we made him.
Oh, actually, forget that. We're going to go quick do some Berg to Bell t-shirt making.
No, if
Actually,
you're gonna do a
that
Bird to
is
Bell
one-
T-shirt, you need the Narco Bellinelli with like a picture of Pablo Escobar with a beard
Yeah.
in a Sixers 18. Narco Bellinelli. I would probably buy that.
We can figure that one out. I'm all for it.
Not to promote narcotics at all, but like
Hypothetically speaking,
hypothetically,
if Marco Bellinelli was to become a drug lord, I think he would be pretty good at it. Ugh. So, did you want to talk about hockey at all, Ray?
Well, I mean, I was just gonna laugh in Flyers fans' faces.
Oh, I do have a sort of a hockey question. Do you? I know. Did you guys see the interviews of the UMBC Twitter guy? Did you see interviews?
I'm so out on him.
He kind of mentioned at times like he liked the Vegas Golden Knights Twitter, and I know Ray, you're a huge Vegas.
And the Vegas Golden Knights Twitter is the worst thing ever.
Embrace debate here, guys.
There is no debate to be had. He's just wrong.
It's like I feel like
I'm wrong?
like social media.
Yes, you're wrong.
Like certain social media, like March Madness, like when I think it was Michigan hit that shot, they tweeted out like all those like random words, like they were just pressing the keyboard like crazy, and like somebody took a picture of it and was like, I wonder how qualified I would have to be to type this from the NCAA March Madness Twitter account. Like I feel like some of those Twitter accounts of like big teams and stuff, it's just like
I have to say some tweets that are sent out from accounts like Vegas, the ones that put personality into it, they overstep a line where it's like
I don't like the personality. Why do you need to have a personality? That's what like stupid bloggers are for.
Hey,
here's what I like.
I come in our necks.
No, not you.
There's usually a few Twitter accounts out there. I think the Penguins don't really do it. I think like a few NBA teams really do it. Like the Blazers, every once in a while will come out like a really good like savage tweet, and those are the best social media people I feel. Where like every once in a while they'll come out with like a really good one, and like it's hysterical and it it'll be on Bleacher Report, it'll be on whatever, and then everybody talks about it for a week and then it's done. And then Vegas, what they try to do that every day. They try to be like Wendy's, and you're not Wendy's. They try so hard, like every single tweet, and like just chill out.
I agree with that.
It was funny for the first 5 minutes, but then like even before the season started, we're like even during preseason, they were like, oh, we're undefeated all time, and then like they lost a game. We're like, well, we're undefeated in the regular season, and like, okay, like we get it.
Well, let me put it to you this way: expansion team, no one gave him a shot except me, and I'm gonna keep rolling with them.
I'll be supporting the 32nd team out of Seattle, as far as I can. They'll be like my Western Conference team.
I will say that Ray was the first person. I actually did not know that the NHL was having an expansion team until Ray told me, and then he hyped up the draft for a while. So he is. If anybody's going to be a Vegas Golden Knights fan from Oaks, Pennsylvania, it's going to be him.
Also, Ray? Can I get your opinion real quick? I'm sure we talked about this at some point over the summer, but are you a fan of the name? Because I think Golden Knights is really stupid.
Yeah, could have come up with something better.
I think they could have done much better. I've always been a Las Vegas Aces guy.
I thought that was good. Or they were originally supposed to be the Black Knights, but Army had sued them or something or other.
Yeah, well, I think the idea of having it as the Gold Knights is genius because in 3 years they're going to change it to the regular Knights, so people are going to have to buy all new merchandise anyways. So from a business perspective,
wait, they're changing? Are they officially changing it?
No, they're not going to. But I mean, Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Everyone ends up dropping that first word anyways, so you might as well just sell the extra merchandise when you can. Plus, I mean, it's Vegas, so like the people that are living there now supporting the team are probably going to be living somewhere else within a few years anyways. So
or they don't know what hockey is yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big Vegas guy because just think it's a fantastic place to experiment with hockey. Like, I thought it was probably one of the worst decisions the NHL could have made on where they could place a team. And
great place.
And I was all in on them because I was like, why not? Vegas, hypothetically, a lot goes on in Vegas. So why not have an NHL team that's winning? And then the expansion draft, I was all over it. I was telling Tyler about it. I wanted to sit there and watch. And then, hey, we're sitting there at dinner, and the entire roster's leaked. So why even bother watching the draft? Because
the NHL is kind of horrible. I've always lived by this motto. It's the best sport, worst league.
Yeah, well, we're gonna.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree a little bit. Sorry.
And huge MLB fan was railing against the NFL this weekend. It was hysterical.
I did not listen. I'm gonna be honest.
He lacks just the most basic level of self-awareness.
I was going to listen
on his phone.
He was talking about. I was literally LOLing when he was saying how unsafe the NFL is, and then they started a conversation about like how high school baseball is ruining people's arms and how like they can't throw anymore.
I personally was going to listen to the show, and then they took a shot at City Six. I was like, I could use the extra 45 minutes.
I still haven't been invited on to discuss.
Yeah, also that. Until they get Nick on, is it really worth listening?
Thank you. Appreciate that. I will say I was thinking about, because you guys weren't around on Monday to do a show, I was thinking about asking Sandora to do a podcast. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, what would we actually talk about? And then I decided not to.
Either college basketball or like
Greek prospects, probably.
Second round prospects, potential wardrobe change.
I couldn't believe, because Sandora obviously sent me a tweet for my birthday, which is very nice of him, talking about the second round and Greek prospects. I just took a shot in the dark searching gifs for Costa Papanikolaou, and I couldn't believe there was one that came up. You didn't see him?
Greek guy.
It wasn't. I didn't just randomly tweet a gif of James Harden at you.
No, yeah, I know it was some sort of reference to the second round Greek guy.
I still cannot believe I was in. That's literally because the second round narrative actually started before I met any of you, because I was in attendance for the second round when the Knicks drafted Costa Papanikolaou. It was actually right after the Hawks drafted John Scott. No, not John Scott. Mike Scott.
Mike Scott.
Mike Scott. The Hawks drafted Mike Scott, and his brother was standing right next to me when it happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason that I bring it up all the time is because, like, I guess it's probably my first night or first year overnight at camp, and I don't know why, but you just were not wearing a shirt when, because I think it had something to do with the Sixers too. Because obviously the Sixers picked.
No. It wasn't about the Sixers. No. Okay, so the story goes. Well, the Sixers did have a very eventful draft. I forget what year that was.
The Sixers never pick American guys in the second round.
Yeah, but no, it was actually the Hawks, because I specifically remember. Shout out Chris Del Sordo. Someone was, because it was like the 60th overall pick too, I think, or maybe like 58th or something. So there was some commotion going on on like the third floor, and someone like slipped and fell down it might have actually been me, like slipped and fell down the hallway, and then we were talking to Chris Del Sordo, and then he asked me why I wasn't wearing a shirt, and I explained to him that the Hawks drafted a Greek guy, and I got excited.
Del Sordo, my best draft memory with Del Sordo was when the Sixers, when the tank started, when they drafted when he found out they traded for Noel, and he was so happy. He was like, "We got Nerlens, like let's do this." And then someone
I told you all Nerlens was no good.
No. Then someone yells over the crowd, "They traded Drew Holiday for him." And Del Sordo drops the F-bomb, walks straight out the room, is like, "I can't believe this. I'm done with this." Walks straight out, calls it a night. I was dying.
I think
No, that doesn't compare to was it when I think it was Jordan Coons when he found out that Dave Melandri
that too.
credentialed.
That too.
I don't think I was there then, but I've heard that.
He got credentialed for like the NHL draft.
Yeah, Coons walks out.
He just walked out.
Left his computer in the other hall, just straight walks out.
I think my
he
favorite
got locked out. Remember?
My favorite draft memory was when Johnny Goldstein was there, and Woj was tweeting the picks like 3 minutes before they happened or whatever, and somebody screamed out the Heat got Justice Winslow, and he's like a huge Duke fan, huge Heat fan.
No. That's not at all how it happened.
No, but he didn't believe them, and then when they did, he started rattling on the window.
Okay.
We're like, dude, they picked Justice Winslow. He's like, I can't believe it until I see it, and then they pick him, and he's jumping up and down like.
No. He saw it on Twitter.
Huh?
No, what happened was everyone was like, "Okay, like don't spoil it, like as you do."
No, but he was the guy to always.
Yeah, I know, he was the guy. So then, before they announced it, he saw it on Twitter and then like ran out the door and started running down the hallway screaming, "We got Justice Winslow!" And I think he came back like banging on the door and whatever. But he leaked it.
Oh, really?
He leaked it.
He was definitely the guy to do that.
Yeah.
Or he would be the guy to see it and be like, "Oh man, you guys got to see who they just picked," and it's like the guy who everybody thought they were going to. Like,
all right.
he became irrelevant when Steve watched him play basketball that time.
Oh, also, did you see Deion Sanders on Twitter?
I saw he had something. He said something about like letting the guys who played coach or whatever, something like that.
So he said that Tyrann Mathieu is the best safety in the league, and then like this guy on the on Titans, I think, who's an All-Pro this year, who I've never heard of personally, tweeted at him and said like, "How are you going to leave out like all the All-Pros or something on that?" And then like, "How do you think like Earl Thomas and whoever else feel about that?" And Deion Sanders thought he was a fan and like said like, "I watched the game and like you're just going off like who the writers tell you are the best." Like,
oh yeah,
I know who's good and not. Like,
still hasn't apologized.
Huh?
Still hasn't apologized.
Oh really? That's ridiculous to me. And like I hand up, like I didn't know who the guy was. I didn't know he was an All-Pro. But like once you see that blue check mark,
right? Yeah.
How dumb can you be? And I've
or
also
you click on his profile, or if you're Deion Sanders, you're an NFL analyst. How do you not know who an All-Pro is?
Yeah, it's just pretty rough. And like everyone knows that like NFL Network analysts like actually know nothing. It's like Charles Barkley with college basketball, except like this is like the sport they actually watch. Like Marshall Falk has no idea what's going on a daily basis. Like Deion Sanders is just kind of there. Who's the one who's always mad at everyone?
Stephen A. Smith.
No. Oh, Steve Smith.
There you go.
Not Stephen A. Smith, but yeah, Steve Smith is always mad at everyone. It was like they actually know zero about like today's NFL, but
it is like Charles Barkley. You're right.
Yeah,
he just knows basketball. He doesn't know college basketball,
and he barely knows basketball.
Right.
I always found that funny how like the people that are best at the sport, like they get into analysts and they just have no clue what's going on.
I just think it's inexcusable that someone who's going to sit up there on their high horse can't name you who is an All-Pro in the safety.
Right.
Also shows you guys that the value of that journalism degree right there.
Does he have a journalism degree?
Probably not.
I would assume not.
But I'm sure he's paid far more than anyone with a journalism degree.
Oh, I'm sure.
Showtime, baby.
Prime time.
Sorry. That's what
Oh, good. He's thinking of the Lakers.
You do need that degree.
Yeah, Sarah. That's another reason Syracuse should accept me. They could teach me that.
I feel like you'd have a better shot at accepting you if you knew that already. But
all right, I'm trying to think here.
Are the Sixers doing well?
Yeah, Sixers tonight. If the Wizards lose, will be in 5th place in the Eastern Conference.
Weren't we in 3rd place before?
No.
Yes. Or tied for 3rd.
Oh well, yeah, for a brief moment in time, like.
Okay, I was holding on to that.
Yeah.
But also I saw like the thing with Worldwide Wob, with him like saying like the Sixers won't hit the over on wins, and like I don't even know what he said.
He'll eat his slip for the bet or whatever.
Oh, okay. And let the record show on this very show over the summer, I said the Sixers would be way over the total.
I might have actually picked the under.
Yeah, I said I don't know what it is, but I said it would be over. I review the tape on that one, but
I was not as blasphemous to say that the Lakers were a better roster than them, and that Ben Simmons was just Lonzo Ball without a jump shot. But
I never said that.
No. I'm referring to a clown that hosts a radio show on Fox Sports.
Oh, Colin Cowherd?
I don't say his name.
Oh, okay. Or is it Nick Wright? Because I hate Nick Wright.
No.
I am genuinely offended by Nick Wright's nose.
Who?
Nick Wright.
Is he an NBA player?
Are you kidding?
I have no idea.
He's the guy on Fox Sports that just talks about LeBron all the time.
Oh, I thought you were
like Gungus nose. I don't know how you have
with Chris Carter. First things first.
That shouldn't be physically possible. Like, I'm not even making fun of him. It's like a medical, not a miracle. It's not a good thing, but like it's
tragedy,
I guess. And it's an abomination. That's what it is. A nose like that could start wars.
Anyway, on Twitter that was funny. I was gonna bring it up.
It's probably on my timeline.
So we talked college basketball, I guess. Hockey got in there. I'm just gonna reiterate that the Flyers are one round and done, and they're lucky that they had that peak that was so good because they really are in a playoff
Have they
team.
clinched yet?
No.
Okay, because I still haven't ruled out a Flyers collapse.
Yeah, well,
it's going to be very tough for them to miss the playoffs, but I think they'll be dropping down to a wild card spot.
Oh, they already are in a wild card spot.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's the fantastic part. They lost to a team that lost 10 in a row, and now they're in a wild card spot.
The thing is, if they drop down to the first wild card spot, they'll probably be in a better spot. If they get to play the Atlantic rather than the Metro, that'll probably benefit them more than playing the Penguins in the first round.
Are you sure?
Oh, no. Boston's good this year. Or Tampa. Who's in first?
Tampa. Tampa's good.
Yeah, they're actually good. I forgot.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you take that statement back because I even knew that.
Hand up. I forgot.
I was well aware of what happened. You just muted yourself.
I didn't even intend to do that, but it worked out.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you even a hockey hardo? You should go buy one of those shirts.
I'm a big Metro guy.
We've got Penguins colored hockey hardo shirts, just in case you're wondering.
Okay. I didn't know that, but
I remember what I wanted to bring up.
Oh, should we talk about the Any League or no? Because no one cares about our fantasy teams.
No, we will after Tyler says this.
Nick had a great tweet the other day about Rob Gray.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Dude, that is so accurate. And I actually think that's like a really funny thing because this is like the time of the year where
which one was it?
You'll watch Rob Gray play and you'll never hear of his game again unless like noon on like June 23rd when you're bored and you turn on NBA TV.
Oh wait, the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I was thinking about Shane Larkin a lot, and I don't know if he won the Summer League MVP, but I know the Mavericks drafted him, and we never heard of him again.
No, I actually like usually in the summer, like if I'm not working, I'll watch Summer League basketball because I really like basketball, and like
really,
like Rob Gray perfectly fits the.
He will absolutely
for the guy
like dominate the
do anything except win that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. 2:00 when I walk back up from the beach, and just kind of mosey on into the intern watching Summer League basketball.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Yo, you should check out this Rob Gray guy. He's doing really well right now."
Also, he just has such a stupid haircut. His
I like
his
it.
His parts aren't even lined up.
No, not a lot of people can pull that off though.
He doesn't pull it off.
I think he does.
Okay. Also, like I was so happy when his brothers started crying. That was fantastic.
I love how his brother had the same haircut too.
Like when they started to show his brother, I'm like, I can't wait for them to lose.
Yeah, brothers with the same haircut is a no.
Well, if your brother's got that kind of haircut,
it's so stupid.
He must be like the coolest like fifth grader.
Wait,
with the man bun.
You know what? I think there's something that could top kids crying in March.
Sister Jean crying?
Yes.
I knew exactly where he was going with that.
Room in the oop.
All right. I would like to talk any league because it's a thing.
It's a thing now. It's only a thing. And here's the thing.
The thing about the thing?
Some mornings, like I'll just be on Twitter and I'll realize that sometimes I forget that I like live in the real world and I don't live in like this like secluded universe of like huge MLB fan and BTB and Jason Cantor and
Tyler the thing with huge MLB fan is like he'll just tweet about any league and if you're just one of his random followers, you could have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this.
That comes with the territory in following huge MLB fan.
He'll just tweet like Justin's on the clock for the last 7 hours. Like nobody knows what that means.
But sometimes I genuinely wonder about like some of my followers because like some people like have like followed me throughout high school and whatever, and like not really people I still keep in touch with or whatever. But like they still see my tweets. They're the ones that don't have me muted. Still see my tweets, and they'll just see me like constantly all day, like talking to a huge MLB fan on Twitter. Like, what do they think of that?
I think for me, it's like friends in my school who like see me talking to like you, and like the only thing if they clicked on your bio, it's just a picture of you and it says burntobell.com. Like they don't know who you are. And the other thing is like high school basketball accounts that follow me.
Yeah,
like Reading high school basketball.
I always think like. I always when I tweet you, I try and like get you out of like the professional like big J journal. Like see how far to the line I can get you.
Well, did you see the oop Cantor threw to me and I threw one right back at him today? I texted him right at
on Twitter.
Huh?
On Twitter?
Yeah. I tweeted that because there was cancellation.
Oh, grammar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you genuinely not know how to spell grammar?
No.
You've been doing it a lot lately.
Spell grammar?
Yeah.
No, I'm spelling the word grammar as a joke because it ends in ER.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Yes. I'm not that. I was like in bed writing that tweet and I like just forgot to put 2 O's at the end of the word two. And then I think it was Jason responded right away.
Yeah.
And he said grammar and I said grammar with an ER. And then when intern said it today in the group chat, I said ER again. Just
okay.
Try to get.
I didn't realize that's what you were doing because Cantor doesn't care if there's an E or not. He'll throw down the oop whether the ball's there or not.
Well, the thing I didn't understand was I think it was huge MLB fan who tweeted it. Cantor is like he could easily be an ER.
Yeah.
Like I never put that together. Like pretty funny.
I think I'm gonna throw that out right now.
I love the whole like the Bulls culture of like the many Bulls we have in our.
We still don't know how to spell Bulls.
I always put an H in it, but they're big double L guys.
But
They're big double L guys.
But Any Bull himself has used BOUL.
No, I don't like that.
No,
But
I'm okay.
He himself has used it.
No, I don't care.
The BTB
They will be referred to
uses
as the Chicago.
I'm always a BULL because that's the way God intended.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
I just don't understand people who use multiple spellings at the same time.
I'm using the spelling that he has in his Twitter bio. So the many bulls we have in this league, I am enjoying their Twitter little culture where they tweet about each other without adding each other.
Yes, I get that too.
I find that fantastic because I'll occasionally now fire off some tweets where I just don't at anyone.
I don't like
better.
that because
it's a little Easter egg.
I used to be, and I'm a big fan of subtweets typically, but like not like naming the person by name. But here's the problem: when Hugh MLB fan tweets about me, I never see it.
Exactly, it's a little Easter egg. You have to find it on their Twitter account. I love it.
No, but I don't. That's not how I want to be spending my day.
You did it to me.
I understand what you're saying, Nick.
I have far better things to do.
When I texted Jason that thing asking about what it's now MLB fans Twitter header about what he may or may not do in his free time.
Huge mob fan.
Yes, huge mob fan. He tweeted the picture of that, and I don't think I was following at the time. And then I followed him, and I looked through his tweets, and it was just like my text was on there. I'm like, all right. I mean, I'm not going to look through his tweets all the time to see if I'm on his.
Now it's part of my daily routine.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right?
Every night before I go to bed, I have to see if Hugh MLB fan was talking about me.
Remember the night that for a while I thought he was Jason.
Oh, also I have a bone to pick with Ray over Mark Jacobs.
Harry Jacobs.
Actually, no. Mark Jacobs is the Indians GM. Mark Jacobs is the Indians GM, or at least he was in 2004.
Gotcha.
Now about Harry Jacobs.
Shit, my bad.
So you should be muting.
Why
are you muting me? Was I not supposed to out? I thought that was common knowledge.
All right. So, anyways, besides the mute, I see how this works. Tyler has no idea he's muted.
No clue.
No clue.
Oh, I forgot he could hear us.
Yeah, anyways. So yeah.
Harry Jacobs.
Burke Bell superfan. Still have no idea who he is.
Okay. One of the questions you asked me though, I forget.
Again, still no idea who Harry Jacobs is. So
also Fred Granberg is obviously Sandora. You're the only one that tweets me about Greek guys going in the second round. Like, everyone's in on the joke. You're the only one that tweets about it.
I don't know, man. Let's see.
That's also, like, Sandora's only go-to joke with me, too.
Yeah.
Like, anytime he, like, needs something to bring up with me, it's just the second round of the NBA draft.
Or 4 a.m. and where's Cantor?
Yes.
I always forget how funny that was. I mean, we were sitting on the couch facing Ray, who was like out cold, and all you hear is like bang, 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 and then the dog goes crazy.
I was so mad.
And then Ray just looks up like, "Are you serious?" And then Matt comes down, and he's like,
"Who?"
Oh, jeez, that's two. Intern comes down, and he's like, "What, did you guys hear that?" We're like, "Yeah." And Jason like runs down the stairs like out of breath. He's like, "I think I just rang the doorbell." Why? It's 4 a.m. He knows Ray's neighbor has it's like Fort Knox.
Ray's neighbor is in the CIA.
You can't get anywhere near unless the cops show up, and then this kid ringing the doorbell at 4 a.m., making his dog go nuts. And then didn't he leave something outside after that? Like his phone.
Yeah. He left his phone in his car.
Yeah.
No. He left his keys.
Yeah, he had to go get them. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Good times.
Okay, yeah, so we've officially just made this entirely about our personal lives. So I'm thinking that we call it a wrap.
Okay.
Any closing thoughts?
I wish I got the JVR girl's number.
Okay.
I bet that if Loyola loses, Sister Jean cries.
What are the chances Sister Jean dies? Like a Joe Paterno situation.
Oh, I don't want to think about that. She's like a sweet lady.
I know. I don't want her to die. I'm just saying.
Well, like, you mean like Loyola comes out that they paid all their players, and then like the next day she passes away?
Sister Jean, if Loyola was paying their players, Sister Jean would be like the head of it.
Yeah. That's a huge conspiracy theory I actually heard a lot about today. The Sister Jean.
Hot take right here. When Loyola loses, there will be a quick cut to a camera where Sister Jean accidentally smiles because she'll still be winning her bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that will blow up.
But she can't actually win anything because that'd be an NCAA violation. Not to mention a violation of U.S. federal law.
Well, she could hypothetically win something.
Yes, she could.
Also could do that.
All right. That's
also. Are we going to ignore how ugly Trae Young is?
I mean, it's an Oklahoma thing.
Good looking guy.
Is it really? Is he from Oklahoma?
Yeah, like 10 miles from Oklahoma.
Well, no, I'm just saying
10 miles from the university.
They had Trae Young. Like I feel like they just churn out similar.
Wait, who else is ugly?
Blake Griffin.
Oh yeah, Blake Griffin's very ugly. Baker Mayfield's good looking though.
Yeah,
but that's football. Different story.
Who else went to Oklahoma?
Did you guys see Sam Darnold's pro day today?
Buddy Hield's a good looking guy, no?
No, he's not.
No, he looks like a horse.
Maybe I'm forgetting who Buddy Hield is.
Probably.
Did you guys watch Sam Darnold's pro day?
I didn't.
No, I'm out on Sam Darnold.
In the pouring rain.
Buddy Hield's.
Buddy Hield's ugly. You can say it.
He's not ugly.
You're dumb.
He's a solid 3.5.
Out of 20?
I think Trae Young's better looking than Buddy Hield.
Yeah. That's a fact.
I don't
Trae Young, literally, I'm not even exaggerating. Trae Young looks like the troll doll you get in the Happy Meal.
Buddy Hield looks like the horse from Shrek, the donkey.
Yeah, I don't think so. I do think the donkey actually looks kind of like, maybe I'm just like associating with it from my youth, but I think it kind of looks like Eddie Murphy.
All right. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. It's been a pleasure to do whatever this is. I won't be here next week, so future Berg Belt writer Tyler Sandora, are you in next week to host this again?
I'll give the eyes emoji for now. That's about it.
I would like to preemptively congratulate you on a fantastic high school writing career. Just in case you do get to hit the road again one more time.
See, keep your prayers up for Syracuse too.
Yes, Syracuse. We are preemptively congratulating you for fantastic work with Syracuse. And as for Nick, I am preemptively congratulating you for getting through another week at the office while March Madness is going on.
Yeah, it's actually not been as rough as I thought. Although I did get last week you see the game last night? Pretty huge upset.
Well, one can only imagine. All right, that's all I got for you. So thank you all for watching. I won't be here next week, but I assume. What's the deal with Jason, by the way? Does he apparently have a life?
Cantor? I barely know her.
I don't know what he was up to.
Sorry, him.